Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to a Punched Out Thursday to Die For, where we all use our punches and or dies to create our layout. And today, this is not the photo that I'm going to be scrapping. I'm going to be using it kind of like as a placekeeper, but it's not going to be on the final layout. I'm showing the dies that I am using and the punches. That's a 2-inch punch, and I am going to take the one and cut it down a little bit. All I did was put adhesive on that strip of cardstock to give me something to hold on to get that little piece done. Here I'm cutting into this, and then all I want is a sliver, and those are going to be the fins on the sides of my shark. And I have made this shark before, and you might have watched the video. However, I really didn't need it for that layout. I was kind of using my imagination. It was a creek layout. But this one I do need a shark for. I used the 1¼ inch circle for the mouth, and I did make it a little bit too big. So I'm going to have to cut it down just a tiny bit more so it'll fit in that spot better. And I wanted a big smile, wide open big smile. So it is kind of taking up the whole space, but it's about the size I wanted it. I am cutting the bottom teeth in gray, and then I'm going to cut the top teeth in white, and that's to give it more dimensional look. The inspiration is it's paper from Echo Park called All Boy, and they have some shark paper in there, and I am going to be using this cardstock and those little decorative scissors to go ahead and make my shark with. And a few punches. I'm making sure I cut really close to the edge of that scallop so it'll bend and turn better. If it was a bigger piece that was solid, it wouldn't do that as easily. And putting the bottom layer in first, then I'm able to cover up the corners. And the dimension, it looks like the dimensions there. I used it's the owl punch, but you can also use a 1/4 inch and an 1/8 inch punch for the eyes. And the ones on the Echo Park paper have gray, not white, so it is the light gray, the same color as the bottom teeth. And then it has the smaller eyeballs. I am just going to freehand the fin in the middle, and my little shark will be done. So it's pretty quick and pretty easy, but I really needed it for this layout. So y'all get to see it again. If you've seen it before, so sorry, but you get to see it again. Just, I figure there's plenty that haven't seen it, and it is cute, and it isn't very hard to make at all. I cut out all these dies. It took a little while to do it, and this is an under the sea die. And I'm showing there that I cut that one out twice on the bottom. The pink, all I did was cut the bottom, and I'm cutting the parts off that I want to use the pink for. And I'm just going to glue it on the back and kind of scooch them up there high enough that you can see them. And one's a seashell and one's some coral. And then on the other one, it's the same way. I think it's only coral on the other one. I'm looking. Oh, coral and a starfish. And I wanted them to show, and I went ahead and did the others over there, but I wanted to show one of each. And that little jellyfish, all I did was cut I believe it's a 1/2 inch circle. No, 1/2 inch oval, and put it behind the face so that it has the eyeballs. And I took the gel pen and put a dot in the eyeballs and highlighted it. And I'm highlighting my seaweed there now. And everything else has already been inked and highlighted. And I did ink these already. I wanted to get those parts out of the way because I knew the layout was still going to take a while to make. There's the shark paper, and if you look at the one facing forward on there, it's kind of smaller than the others. that's the one I used as inspiration for my shark. I'm putting this cardstock there, and it is not long enough. Neither piece is long enough. I don't know why 12 by 12 can't be 12 by 12 on everything. You'd think they'd all measure the same, but no, apparently not. But I am splitting it apart thereabouts where I figure my photo's going to be. And I am going to have a problem with my photo. That one's vertical, portrait style. And for some reason, I was thinking the one that I was planning to print out was, but it is landscape style. Yeah, and I'm almost not gonna have enough room for it. I am gonna have to trim my photo a little bit to get it to fit where I need it to fit, because I'm gonna have the layout done, of course, by the time I print the photo out and put it on here. The that paper is kind of, it's not craft. It's more like well, it looks like sand, the color of sand to me. I thought about getting the craft and I had it in my hand, and then I remembered I had this scrap. So I decided to get it instead, and it was lighter than my craft was. And I am just using it to the fullest extent that I can use it. I'm going to make 3 layers for my sand there and my under the sea scape. Um, I inked it in bamboo, close to my heart bamboo. It is an older ink pad. And I'm just going to kind of tuck things in and put it around and add everything kind of like you would a floral. I'm going to do the larger pieces first and then add the smaller pieces. And I do have that white part with the little kind of berry looking things. That's from a Tim Holtz die set. And then the little greenery one, it is from, I am thinking it was Cottage Cuts die set. That's what I'm thinking. I decided to go ahead and put it in here because I kept wanting to have some that look like leaves. And that one's pretty small, so it worked really well with this. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in here. And that way I'll have what I want when I use these dies. I let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, I'm still adding those little green branches. So while I'm doing that, I want to mention down there below, there will be links to the other gals that are doing a Punched Out Thursday to die for. And you can go check and see what they are doing with their punches and dies and what they created today. And I'm sure they're going to be awesome because they are really creative with their punches and their dies. This little die is Gina Marie, and it came all by itself. I wanted a small sand dollar die, and so I ordered it all by itself just to get it to go with this set. I'm putting 3 halves on here. I did cut out 3 full ones, but I got to thinking I could tuck them in and use halves instead. So yeah, I've got 3 halves on there. My fish, this die set only came with 1 fish, an angel fish, and they all go in the same direction. But of course, fish in a school all go in the same direction. So I keep telling myself it's supposed to be that way. They're only going to have 1, because why have 2 if they're all going to go in the same direction? But yeah, they're all in the same direction. So I'm just kind of scattering them around there and tucking all my seashells in, and some of them I'm putting on foam tape and trying to make my whole little scene here 3-dimensional. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about my photo. That photo, and I used ATG because I knew I was going to pick it back up. I did think about using foam tape, but I thought, man, it'll be harder to pick up if I use that. And I thought it was as close to the photo that I was going to use at the end as I could find. That is a gator because it is Gatorland. and it has the teeth and everything. Well, my photo at the end that you're going to see is a shark instead of a gator. So I am making the scene for it instead. Oh, and you may notice that my seashells, they are decorative. They're intricate. They have little cutouts on there, but I didn't want them to have the cutouts. So I layered a different colored cardstock behind each one of them so it would look more dimensional. And yeah, you'll notice that probably more in the close-ups than you will now. But I went ahead and did them because there really wasn't much to doing them. I didn't have anything extra to do there other than glue them on and fussy cut around them. I'm adding some bubbles now, and I inked them. Well, I inked everything, but I inked them, and the bigger ones I'm going to go ahead and put foam tape under, but then the smaller ones I am just gluing down. Um, those are not the dies, the bubble dies that come with that die set. They went flying. I had two little tiny dies that went flying like within 3 days of each other. And I mean, it's just one little tiny, tiny set, and they just went flying, and I have not found them yet. I found a few dies that I didn't know were missing, but I haven't found neither one of those yet. But they were both pretty tiny. And do you all recognize my title? I think Hope will appreciate that title. She will recognize it and know what it is. I pulled my stickles out. Well, they're not stickles. Um, they're the no name stuff that Walmart used to have. I can't remember the brand name of what they had, but it was everything was like $1 practically. And so this was too, and I have used it quite a bit. I didn't pull it out till recently, and I left it out. So like this is maybe the third time I've used them. So I think it's getting kind of low now. I might have to actually see if they still got stickles so I can go ahead and use them. But I'm instead of using sequins, I thought I'd use the stickles on here. And I'm trying to turn it so you can see, but there it's blurry, so it didn't do me much good. But yeah, you can see a little bit of sparkle there, but not too much. But you will be able to tell it in the close-ups. Thank goodness for close-ups at the end. Okay, there's my completed layout with the correct photo. And as you can see, it barely fit there. But Hope is in the mouth of a shark. Yeah, it's just so cute. Um, but there you can see the stickles, and I put it on practically everything. A little bit here and there, and some on the sand even. And yeah, see it on that little jellyfish. Just too cute on that jellyfish. Well, I think the jellyfish is just too cute, period. And it's kind of hard to put the white gel highlight on the eyes of the jellyfish. I make sure I'm all the way over to the left and probably catch a little bit of the side of it just to make sure it is not covering the whole little tiny eyeball. And there's my shark, and I even put some stickles on there too. I made sure it just went everywhere. Just take my word for it. It's just everywhere. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Check out the links down there below and visit everybody else. Bye.